Welcome Seekers, you have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky and today I bring you another Pick a Card Tarot reading. And in this Pick a Card, I am going to try and provide you a message from your future self. So this is an urgent message from your future self. Alright, so before we get started, I want to talk to you Seekers about the channel. I want you to subscribe to this channel. I will be creating many more Pick a Card Tarot readings just like this one. So subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to give the video a like. Also, I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in booking a private reading, you're going to have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, so Seekers, let's go ahead and get started. In front of you, you have 3 groups. You also have 3 cards from the newly released Circles of Healing. Now I want you to take a moment to select the group, to select the stone that calls to you the most. This is group number 1, this is group number 2, and this is group number 3. I am going to include the timestamps in the description below so that you can fast forward to your group. Take a moment to make your selection now. Welcome, group number 1. Welcome. All right, before we get started, I want to remind you, group number 1, to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already. I will be creating many more tarot readings just like this one. Also, give the video a like, and if you are interested in your own private reading with me, then you'd have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, so Seekers, in front of you, you have a card from the Circles of Healing. This is from Alana Fairchild. It is a brand new Oracle deck. It was just released not too long ago. It is essentially a message of activation. And so what I want for this message is essentially for it to serve as an affirmation for you to just, adapt a certain kind of understanding or energy and to bring that energy into your life. So let's see what your future self wants to give you, wants to provide you with. Okay, that's a nice piece of artwork there. In choosing embodied presence at this moment, I attain clarity, recognize my innate empowerment, and awaken my nature healing energies. Oh boy. So that is a pretty powerful message, right? Pretty powerful indeed from your future self. In choosing embodied presence at this moment, I attain clarity, recognize my innate empowerment, and awaken my natural healing energies. Wow. Interesting. So that is a powerful affirmation to receive from your future self at this moment. So we're going to go ahead and put more cards around this. We're going to use some tarot. We're going to start with the Star Tarot. That's the tarot deck that we're going to use today. And we're going to see what other messages does your future self have for you today, Seekers. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a look. I am interested. Been wanting to do this type of reading for a while. They're just so transformative. So let's see. What is coming for you? All right. Interesting. All right. Okay, my goodness. This is a pretty powerful message for you, group number 1. Very, very powerful, very radiant message here. Okay, so we start with the 2 cards on top. And so the top card, these 2 right here, they talk about what is essentially coming next for you. Like what is on its way to you. You got the Emperor upright and the Queen of Swords reversed. So the Emperor talks about being able to gain influence in the world, being able to gain influence when it comes to maybe your projects, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your creative pursuits, even love. The Emperor is almost like the totality of the human existence. It's order, complete order out of complete chaos. And so what I like about the Emperor in this illustration is that, as you can see here, there's a dragon at his feet, right? There's a dragon curled up around his feet. And so that dragon is the dragon of chaos that has been talked about, through many stories throughout the eons. And so I feel that what this dragon of chaos is essentially signaling is your troubles at this moment. So you're going through some troubles. Maybe you're battling some things. You're striving to get ahead in some area. You're definitely trying to overcome something. And what this card promises for you is success in overcoming that. That's why you have yourself sitting in a throne. That throne, you have essentially that dragon at your feet, which means that you've overcome that chaos. You've brought order out of it. And then that throne sits pretty much, it's like a throne of eagles. You've got two eagles in the back, and that eagle is right where your head is. So it's like you have higher vision, right? The reason why you were able to overcome this, the reason why you were able to reach a place of success is because you had good vision. You were able to see ahead. You were able to understand what was coming, which is why you sit in a throne kind of adorned by two eagles. And then you have a symbol of the horses, a white horse and a black horse. The horse is always a symbol of prosperity. It's a symbol of actual financial gain, career pursuits, reaching some kind of fulfillment or attainment. The fact that you have them here as black and white, that is another symbolism of the chaos that you're going to have to overcome in order to get here, or the chaos that you've already overcame to get to this place. Also, it's a symbolism of your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are going to help you out. Your spirit guides are going to assist you, take you by the hand, and show you. And then you have the little, a baby cub there, right? And so that baby cub is the energies of the people around you, the energies of the life that have been touched by your projects and your work. It's like, they're benefiting from it. So that's the totality of just society and the people that are benefiting from what you're doing, from your projects, from you being who you are, right? So there is definitely going to be a benefit to what you're doing, not only for yourself, but for others around you. The mask on the side is telling you that in order for you to get there, you're going to have to wear different masks at different times. And so you're going to have to adapt. So that message of adapting in the mask leads to the Queen of Swords. All right. And this is where it gets a little rocky, right? Because you've got it reversed. And so that success is going to come at a point where you're going to experience some kind of defeat. Okay? That defeat will lead you towards an understanding of something. That defeat will lead you to uncover other things. It'll lead you to prosperity. It'll lead you to finding some kind of, not financial, but some kind of just, logical solution to that problem that you're having. It's also going to lead you down a different road, and it will allow you to put pieces together that you didn't have before to create something completely new. So, this card reverse is essentially telling you that at some point, your knowing, your intelligence is going to fail you, but it's meant to happen that way, because the only way that you can gain this throne right here, this essentially a throne of just complete prosperity, the only way that you can gain that is through lack thereof. So going through some kind of maybe defeat or realization about something that you really held very dear and near to your heart, and you really had your mind set on this. And so unfortunately, it's going to it comes to an end. And so that thing that has come to an end, and it could have already happened, but essentially, this isn't a future position. So this is it's what's going to happen, or it's what needs to happen for you to get to this Emperor. So there is some advice from your higher self here. You've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Wands reversed, and the Death card reversed. And so this is interesting because what your future self wants you to do is to remain steady, to not take any kind of drastic or just any kind of, I would say, hard to jump hurdles, or for you to just think that you need to just switch something up completely and entirely. So your higher self wants you to take it a little slow. The Death card reverse is talking about not changing at all, right? It's talking about remaining the same. It's talking about continuing on the same path that you are in. And so, sometimes the Death card reverse can signal something else. It can signal the inability to change something that needs to be changed, right? But I feel intuitively in this case, you're being told to remain steady, right? To remain on the path that you're on and to not change or not go through too many drastic changes. And the reason why is because if you start acting erratically, or you start maybe perhaps doing new things out of some kind of fear of missing out, fear of failure, right? Then you're going to get burned out. The Eight of Wands is talking about your energy and the energy of just complete burnout. It's like you're not going to be able to function, or it might lead you to, some of you, it might lead you to inactivity, not really doing anything. And so it's important for you to keep moving forward in the same direction, keep working at what you're doing, but not too drastic to the point where you're going to burn yourself out. And then also, when it comes to your financial situation, make sure that you are investing your money in places where you should. Make sure that you are saving as much as you can. Make sure that you're not just blowing away money in areas or places that you shouldn't be. Make sure that when you buy something, it's an asset that will appreciate instead of depreciating. You don't want to buy an item that it's just because it's pretty, right? You don't want to buy things just because they're pretty and it's fun, even if it's like on sale. It's like, that's just the lie that we tell ourselves. It's on sale, so I bought it because no, you still spend money on it. So, your future self wants you to be very careful with your spending habits. Maybe it's getting a bit out of hand. And so that is a part of the advice for you to be able to reach this throne, for you to be able to be this emperor, for you to be able to have this kind of prosperity in your life. It's going to require for you to stay steady. It could be in your career, it can be in your love life, it can be just in any area of your life. But stay steady and stay doing what you're doing. I feel like a lot of you have come to the conclusion that I want to do this in life, or I would like to manifest this. And so what your higher self is telling you is like, you've got the right idea. Keep go ahead and moving forward there. There will be some areas in your life where you're going to be like, okay, maybe I should have switched this up. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. And so, you just recalibrate and then you just adapt to that situation. But you keep moving forward and you never lose sight of what you initially are trying to manifest, or what your vision or want for your life is. Never lose sight of that. And just remember, Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. This is your energy and it's your money. Make sure you're not spending it in the wrong place. Also, the Eight of Pentacles can talk about like a guide or a mentor, right? So maybe you've gone online and you've tried to gain some kind of advice from some financial guru that's telling you to do this and that. And so what this card is telling you is to not be completely blind to the fact that the market moves in cycles. And so if you're caught on the wrong side of that cycle, it can be pretty damaging to you. So that's for the people out there that are maybe thinking of putting your money somewhere. Be very careful with the advice of gurus, especially with the Eight of Pentacles reverse. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are at this moment in time just really trying to benefit themselves. And also, we live in an age where anyone is a content creator, right? And they just put their information online, they put their videos online, they have no credentials, but they have so many views and so many likes, and people think that this person is actually someone that knows what they're doing. Ultimately, they're just they're like affiliate marketers, or they're just trying to maybe take your money a different way. So be very careful with who you listen to when it comes to your money, when it comes to actually investing, or when it comes to actually, buying something of value or not value, right? So be very careful with who you're listening, because maybe I feel like some of you are being influenced by someone. And so be very careful not to be caught on the wrong side of that cycle. We go right back to the message, right? The affirmation here. In choosing embodied presence at this moment, I attain clarity, recognize my innate empowerment, and awaken my natural healing energies. So that beautiful message, right, is an affirmation that your future self would like for you to tell yourself, right? In choosing embodied presence, right? That's being in the moment, being aware, being present at right now. And it's funny because, we've got the death card reversed, which is for me, it's like this energy of like being right here, right now, being at this moment in time, and just looking around you and understanding that this is a very important moment, a very important pivotal moment. And so I feel that a lot of you, maybe you're at a crossroads with something. You're thinking of going this route, you're thinking of going that route, maybe you're thinking of going a third route. And I feel that intuitively, you know the route that you need to take, but maybe it's taking a little longer. Maybe there's some limitations. Maybe you have a fear that you might be wrong. And so that is another thing that I'm seeing with the Queen of Swords. Perhaps this mental thinking of yours that you're wrong and that things just aren't going to work out, that's a negative mindset. So be very careful with what you tell yourself. Be very careful with your logical mind. Sometimes your intuition is your best guide, right? Or not sometimes, but always. So whatever you first thought about a certain situation, it could be a certain someone, whatever you first thought, your first instinct, that's essentially your intuition guiding you the right way. That is the energy of spirit nudging you in the right way. So make sure to follow that above anything else. Follow that internal compass of yours and that first initial response to the situation or feeling or vibe, whatever you want to call it, right? Your intuition. So let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards and let's try and get a deeper understanding of what the message is for you. We're going to go ahead and throw another oracle deck that's pretty new. This is called Pure Magic. Let me show you the box. Oh, wow. Pure Magic came in like a wrecking ball. So here we go. Pure Magic Oracle by Andres and Grazia. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and shuffle and throw just one card and see essentially, what other messages, right? What are the other things that maybe your higher self wants you to potentially focus on at this moment? Hecate's Path. Ooh, this should be interesting. Now, this is a pretty new deck, so we're going to go ahead and try and vibe with it. Let's see. We've got here Hecate's Path, Cycle of Life, Night Magic, Crossroads, Letting Go. My goodness. Okay. It's funny. We were just talking about Crossroads, right? That's hilarious. That is literally hilarious. The last thing that I talked about, the last theme that I tackled was Crossroads. So a lot of you are at a crossroads, and I feel like, your higher self is now using that oracle card to essentially telling you that, listen, this is just a normal part of life. You need to let go. You need to be able to just embrace the energies that are around you. Also, the fact that you've got here Night Magic, it feels like the answer is going to be made manifest or be made known to you. But it's going to require a little bit of magic, maybe connecting with the source, maybe going through some kind of ritual, maybe just allowing yourself to just experience this energy, right? And sitting with it and really trying to connect as much as you can to your spirit guides, and just trying to obtain the answers that way. I feel that there's more information there for you, right? Because you also have, you've got some pretty intense keywords there, right? Not only is it the crossroads, but you've got Night Magic, Cycle of Life. This is Hecate's Path, and so this is magic. Manifestation, things happening for you in a very powerful and delightful way. So very interesting. All right, let's now try and gain clarity with the Priestess of Light. Let's see what the Priestess of Light is going to tell us. So this is the Priestess of Light Oracle, another newer deck. We're going to shuffle and we're going to see what the message from the Priestess of Light is to you. Group number 1. What messages are we going to get? Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. So you've got the Priestess of Light number 52, Hidden Knowledge, Akashic Records, Silent Understanding. My goodness. You know, it's interesting because the Akashic Records, you know, they can tell us a lot. They can give us a lot of information about our lives, and about essentially, you know, what we are meant to do and how we're meant to do it. So it's like there is hidden knowledge that wants to be shown to you, that wants to come out to you, that wants to be exposed, right? And so what this Priestess of Light is essentially doing is challenging you a little bit. This Priestess of Light is challenging you to find the answer to your question. So I feel like a lot of you, you know, you have some important life decisions to make. You're in a crossroads. You don't know exactly what direction to take. You know, you're thinking that perhaps there's pros and cons to this. There's pros and cons to that. I just want to make sure that I pick the right option for me, right? And so a lot of information might be in your Akashic Records. And it's funny because I've been thinking of doing a pick a card for Akashic Records, but, you know, I haven't. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, there's going to be a revelation to you, even in your most silent moment. And so that's important, right? Because sometimes we're not silent enough. Sometimes our minds just race. Sometimes we just let the worries of life overcome us for no reason, right? Just because life is hard and it's difficult. And so silent understanding are the key words with this high priestess, with this Priestess of Light. And so, you know, this Priestess of Light really is telling you, like, if you can master the art of quieting your mind, perhaps meditating, going under some kind of deep trance, and just letting yourself be at complete peace, your mind will be still to the point where you're going to start downloading information from spirit, from your spirit guides. And that is, I feel, one of the best moments where you can do this is in the nighttime, right? So we go right back to Hecate's path, night magic, right? Cycles of life. So make sure that you are tapping into that magical essence that makes you group number one, because there is some kind of knowledge and understanding that's going to come to you. It's going to help you on this crossroads that you're in. It's going to allow you to be able to just make the proper decisions. You know, a lot of you are in need of some healing. You know, I feel like maybe there is, you know, we go right back to this Queen of Swords reverse, right? The mind, you know, a hectic mind, a blockage of the mind. Perhaps there's nihilism. Perhaps there's a little bit of darkness. Perhaps there's an energy there of, like, you know, not being able to let go or accept something, you know. That is very much a part of your existence, and that might sound scary, but you're going to be able to use that to your benefit, right? You can't get rid of your shadows. You can't get rid of your limitations. What you can do is you can use them. You can actually use them to become a better person. You can use them to just embrace this emperor energy of prosperity, good fortune, good wealth, prosperity just in all areas, glory. You know, there's a structure there that's being built by you, and you're going to get there. But understand that a lot of the things that I'm seeing here are things that maybe you've told yourself. You've cut yourself off to receiving from the source, right? So you look at the Queen of Swords. She's receiving an energy from above, right? Spirit is downloading some information, right? That Queen of Swords is receiving that information. The fact that it's reversed tells me that information is just not getting to her, right? It's just not getting to her. So, you know, you got to quiet your mind. There's information for you that wants to be, you know, this pick a card is going to help you unlock that. It's going to help you find the problem, right? The problem is that I'm mentally blocked to something. I'm not receiving the messages that should come. I'm at a crossroads. I need to be able to just identify, right? And there are some pieces of advice that you can start utilizing, or that you can start applying right now to get to this point. But ultimately, you have to come to the understanding that, you know, there is some mental blockage that's stopping you from getting the information that Spirit wants to give you. That's important. All right, let's go ahead and keep this going. Trying to decide which oracle card to throw. And you know what? Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, let's use the Goddess of Love. Why not? Let's throw a Goddess of Love card. This is one of the newer oracle decks. Actually, no, it's about a month old, but I guess it's still new. Let's go ahead and throw just one from the goddess of love. Let's see what message your higher self has for you. What should they do at this moment? All right, nurturance. Look at this. So you've got the nurturance card. This is from the goddess of love. And the message here is restore your balance. Eesh, right? Restore your balance. My. So, we've been talking about this entire reading. We've been talking about the fact that maybe you are a bit unbalanced, right? Perhaps there's this energy where you just unfortunately aren't being able to make a decision because you're not listening to your intuition. You are perhaps in a place where unfortunately you don't know what's best for you, and maybe there's fear. That might be the root cause of this. But one of the ways that you can start walking away from that fear and being able to attract that clarity is through nurturance. Nurture yourself, right? Nurture nurture that self of you that says, I want more. I want goodness. I want, I just want to have peace, right? Nurture yourself to the point where you're able to restore that balance in your life. And so perhaps, for some of you, there's this situation where you don't want to be living somewhere, or you don't want to be with a certain person. Maybe there's this energy there, right? And so it's important for you to come to the realization of how much that's affecting you and be able to just let go. Let that situation go. Don't keep obsessing over it. Don't keep just reliving it, and try to escape as much as you can from that, I guess, that darkness that you're in right now, that situation that you're in. And somehow, if you're able to not let that situation bother you or overcome you mentally, at some point you're going to be able to get rid of it, right? It's going to release you, because you are essentially what your thoughts are. You know, your thoughts carry a certain vibration. And so if you keep on thinking about this thing, this problem, and the fact that you hate where you live, and you hate this, and you hate that, and you hate that, you attract hate. And so it's important for you to just recalibrate that. Let's go ahead and throw a card from the Archangels. Archangel Oracle cards. Let's see what these Archangels want to tell you. Or really what your higher self wants to tell you through these Archangels. Let's see. All right. You have got Archangel Charity. Look at that. So the message here is give with an open heart. Be generous. Interesting. Give with an open heart. Be generous. And, the message is pretty clear there. If somehow you've become someone who's just very reserved, you don't really go out or do much or do anything for anyone, there's this energy that says you're going to feel so much better when you start doing positive things for people. It doesn't matter how small it may be, how insignificant you think it is, just a simple hello or a simple goodbye or just a simple acknowledging beautiful word, or an actual action, taking something to someone, assisting someone with a project. It's going to make you feel very, very good. It's going to spark that energy inside of you. And it will increase your vibration. It'll just bring this energy of just prosperity and not even prosperity, but just like, emotional balance, emotional prosperity. And somehow that's going to trickle to other areas of your life as well. So Archangel Charity, give with an open heart, be generous. That is your message from your higher self. So when you are in this place, because obviously this is what's coming, right? We're focusing here on what you need to address to get there, but let's not lose sight of the fact that your higher self is telling you that you are going to reach a place of prosperity. You're going to reach a place of goodness. You're going to reach a place of complete totality. And so once maybe you get there, don't forget to give. Don't forget to be open. Don't forget to be generous. Don't forget to be nice. Don't become closed off. Don't become self-centered. Don't become a person that unfortunately makes it and then all of a sudden they turn kind of sour, right? Or they turn a little too inward and they don't care about anybody else. They care about themselves and maintaining their wealth. Don't become that person, all right? Okay, so that is what I see here. Group number one, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Also, give this video a like. And if you seekers are interested in your own private readings, I am offering those at this time. The benefit of a private reading is that the message is tailored to you and you alone. So you don't have to take what resonates and leave the rest. You can just essentially be able to tune into what the message for you directly is. And that's the benefit of a private reading. So if you're interested in one of those, I do have them at this moment. There is a limit on how many I'm actually, being able to offer at this time, just because I want to try and work on more pick A cards. And the private readings are, they've been getting kind of out of hand. Not that I'm complaining, I love it. But yeah, if you are interested, I do have some availability at this moment. The link is in the description below. You are going to have to go through my Etsy store in order to be able to book that private reading. So also let me know, seekers, if you have any ideas for the channel, any pick A cards that you would like to see, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. I want to also apologize because I have not been responding to you seekers. It's been a little hectic. I've been getting a lot of comments. Every day I wake up, there's 20, 30, 40, 50 comments. And so it's getting a bit out of hand. If I go like a day or two without responding, then all of a sudden it's like a mountain and it takes me hours to go through every single one and respond. So it's getting to that point, seekers. It's getting to that point where I'm not going to be able to respond to all of you. I am so sorry because I took so much pride and so much gusto in doing that. I love speaking to you seekers. I love responding. I love reading all of your comments. But it is getting a little hectic. So, if you have an idea for the channel, the best way for me to be able to search for that idea is if you put hashtag pick a card in the comment itself and then, provide the idea so that I can do a search and find you that way. That would be the best thing if you can do that. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you, seekers, for just everything that you do. Thank you. I love every single one of you. Love your comments. Love your energy. And I'm so happy that you guys are a part of this community. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. Thank you so much. And, well, I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night, wherever you seekers are. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number two. Welcome to today's reading. Now, before we get started, group number two, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, give the video a like when you can. And if you are interested in your own private reading with me, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link for that Etsy store is going to be in the description below. All right, seekers. So today we are trying to figure out what your future self wants to tell you at this moment. And so the first card that we're going to go ahead and reveal, the theme for the reading, is going to come from the Circles of Healing Oracle deck. This is one of the newer Oracle decks that's out there. And this is an affirmation that your future self wants for you to kind of adapt. Let's take a look. Wow, that is a beautiful, beautiful healing circle. Now, the message of this healing circle is, the affirmation is, I relax into playful imagination and open a flow of healing inspiration and uplifting divine guidance. Wow, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful affirmation. So let's go ahead and throw some cards, some tarot, put it around this circle of healing, and we'll try and get some more information of what is coming and what your future self wants for you to know. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use Star Tarot. Let's go ahead and take a look. Wow. Group number two. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so we're just going to throw some advice cards now. My, oh my. Group number 2. Man, this is a great reading for you guys. Very good reading. Very positive reading. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what essentially your future self wants for you to know. This is awesome. So the top 2 cards, the World and the Five of Pentacles reversed. So these cards are talking about what you're going to accomplish in life. What you're going to be accomplishing as a product of you being able to relax and just tap into this kind of playful energy, using your imagination, being inspired, and connecting to divine guidance. If you're able to do this, if you're able to adapt this kind of energy into your life, you will be able to complete something. You will be able to come to the completion of a cycle, a very important cycle. And this is in everything. This is the totality of your existence, group number 2. This is in love, career, finances. This is family. This is everything. And so, when you look at this card, when you look at the World card, what you see is essentially a representation of you having walked through all of the major arcanas, reaching the very end. And just you're embracing the world, you're embracing everything, and you've grown wings. The tree of life is now at a point where it's yielding incredible fruit. There's dynamic transformation, which is why you've got the butterflies all around you. There are 4 butterflies, which 4 is for me the number of structures, the number of just being able to have that solid foundation and building on top of that. There's just so much to talk about here. And the important part is also this little nest egg, right? That nest with the eggs, it's like, even though you've reached the end of a cycle, the end of a successful completion of something, there is the promise for something more. So it's almost like if, even though this is the end, it's really the beginning of something, right? Anytime there's an ending, there's always the beginning to something else. And that's the promise with this World card. Now, for a lot of you, this is very financial in nature. It's career oriented in nature. It's the reason why I say that is because you've got the Five of Pentacles reversed. And so the Five of Pentacles is the card of financial limitations, financial struggles. You can tell that this person has been walking through this cold, kind of desert-like environment for a while, only with his guide by his side. It's been pretty harsh. The fact that it's reversed, it talks or signals an ending to that disarray, to that lack thereof, to that economic hardship. And so it's almost like if, the Five of Pentacles reversed talks about charity, but the advice cards, they don't really talk about charity. They talk about you yourself reaching complete fulfillment. And so it's almost like if this reversal and this completion is going to come through you and your energy, your success, your decisions. And it starts with guidance from a divine source. All right. And the reason why I say that is because of the star. So the star is a beautiful card. From the very beginning, I've always been able to kind of identify with the star. It's just such a gorgeous card, and it's a gorgeous representation of spirit, right? This is the card that says, I will guide you. I will show you the path that's best for you. I will be able to assist you and aid you in this process. Now, it's up to you to follow that light, to follow that guidance. Only you can make that decision. You have free will, but I have not abandoned you. I will help you through this darkness, right? And so, you have here a representation of you reaching a place of just complete beauty, a place of just rejuvenation. It's almost like the wells of rejuvenation, right? And you were led there by the star. And so that star is the divine guidance that this affirmation is talking about. So you are being asked by your future self to tune into that divine guidance. Tune into it. Be able to just take it in, breathe it in, find it. It's everywhere. And sometimes we don't really seek it. We don't try and connect to that source, to that divine guidance. And it's a necessity for you, group number 2. because you're going to gain insight. You're going to gain understanding. You're going to be able to gain this almost roadmap, right? This roadmap is going to be presented to you, and it's going to tell you, you should go here because of this, you should go there because of this. And I feel like you are someone who's so in touch with their intuition, and someone who is so well balanced that you're going to be able to pick up on the messages that are for you and for you alone, right? There's a lot of people that struggle with this. I see it in a lot of my pick a card readings. It tends to be the message over and over again. This lack of direction, lack of not knowing where to go, what to do, how to do it, not being able to identify what message is for you from spirit. And so with you, it's the opposite. You know, there's a very grounding kind of energy with you, where you understand where the value is, right? You understand exactly what you need to do, and you're able to extract the thing that's for you from any situation. You're able to find the value, right? You're able to find that needle in a haystack. So this is one of your gifts. This is one of your kind of guiding principles. And it's one of those things that you're able to really fully embrace. And a lot of people just can't, right? Now, you know, it takes something for you to get there. You know, it takes relaxation, it takes playfulness, it takes you being able to flow and have that imagination sparked. That leads to you being inspired and uplifted to do something more, and then ultimately that's where you get your message from the divine guidance. So there is a process to you being able to reach that. And so what we see here is the Ace of Wands. This is a beautiful card. You know, the Ace of Wands, anytime you get an ace, it's a very positive card. And this is the card of manifestation, right? This is the card of you moving forward and getting what you want, and getting it how you want, right? Not having to limit yourself, not having to hold back, not having to just perhaps, you know, adapt to someone else's agenda or schedule. No, you are your own person. You follow your own compass. You are able to just manifest glory for yourself. And so this is an advice. These three cards are advice cards. So we move from the energy of the star, which asks you to follow this divine guidance. And then we move from that energy to the Ace of Wands, which is now beckoning you to take action. Don't allow yourself to remain steady or too relaxed for too long, but take action. Now, you know, sometimes it's all about balance. So sometimes we take too much action, right? Sometimes we do way too much. We burn ourselves out. But the important thing is acting on what you receive from spirit, acting on what you know is your message. So if spirit is telling you to relax, play a little bit, then take action towards that, as opposed to, you know, work because I need to catch up. If spirit is asking you to start flowing to heal something, then find the proper ways of doing that. If spirit is telling you to be motivated and inspired to create something, then go ahead and do that. So, you know, your future self wants you, group number 2, to not fall behind in any way. When it comes to you being able to be proactive and making decisions and acting things out and moving forward with haste and having the stability and having that proper foundation. And so, you know, you are going to have incredible success. Okay, group number 2, you're going to have incredible success. Now, one of the things that I feel maybe might be keeping you down, which is why the advice card is the Ace of Wands, move forward, don't stop. I feel that one of the things that may be keeping you down is this 5 of Pentacles upright, right? Because, you know, in order for it to be reversed, it has to be upright. So there are some financial limitations, is what I'm trying to say. There definitely are some financial limitations with you. It also could be health, you know, it could be health related, but ultimately financial in nature as well, career. And so that might be a big stress in your life. Okay, this right here can cause you to be paralyzed and not take action. It can cause you to just be quiet and not speak your mind. This energy of lack can essentially keep you in this holding pattern, and you know, you can remain there for a very long time if you're not careful. Which is why, you know, you're being asked by your future self to take action. Don't allow yourself to just be caught. Don't allow yourself to just, be kind of stuck to the point where you're not moving forward. You're not taking action in the things that you need to take action in. So always move forward. When you receive a message from spirit, from any kind of divine guidance that you receive, make sure that you're acting on this. Don't just view it as, oh, it's entertainment, or, oh, it's whatever, it's nice, it's a nice message, and then not give it any consideration, which I'm not saying that that's what you're going to do, but obviously this is the advice, and this is something that I feel very strongly might be motivating you in, and ultimately, this lack, whenever a person has lack, whenever they're missing something, especially when it's financial, there tends to come paralysis, right? It's like we're fearful of being there again. So we end up accepting jobs that perhaps are very harming to us. We end up doing things that go against our nature. And then also ultimately for some, we end up just, being paralyzed. We just don't act out our dreams. We don't go after what we want. We don't pursue our ambitions because there's a fear. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear of being there again. And so we go right into this Ace of Wands, right? You're essentially being asked to take action. And then the final card is the King of Swords reversed. And this is so, so beautiful and dynamic. There are different messages for different people, but ultimately, this King of Swords could be a representation of you. This is you reaching a place of fulfillment. So this King of Swords sits in a throne made of the heads of two eagles, right? So you've got essentially a throne that is telling you this king has higher vision, higher understanding. Through this vision, they're able to make calculated decisions, and they're successful pretty much most of the time. So this king is able to shield against any kind of chaos that might come and rise up against him. He has this sword, a symbol of mastery, a symbol of knowledge, a symbol of overcoming obstacles, right, and limitations. And so what I'm seeing, because this is an advice card, so what I'm seeing with this is group number 2, your future self is telling you to adapt the energies of the King of Swords. Everything that I just mentioned, right? Adapt that energy into your life, into your space. Be a problem solver. Don't allow for problems to just sit there. Don't ignore them. Address them, right? The King of Swords notices a problem. The King of Swords knows that problem needs to be solved. If it's not solved immediately, then it's just going to pile and pile. Next thing you know, you're not going to get to it. And you end up drowning underneath that problem. And so you don't want that. You want to address problems as they come up. And honestly, what I feel from this reading is that these are just going to be minor inconveniences. You are, in many ways, doing the work necessary to get to where you need to get to. You are, in many ways, in tune, connected at this moment to spirit. You've done the work. You've done the right things. And it's a refreshing message, because I get a lot of messages where unfortunately, people are disconnected. They don't know. There's this sense of misdirection. But with you, you have the direction. You're walking in that direction. You're following the path that has been laid out for you. And so one of your greatest strengths, as I said before, is connecting to the source, connecting to spirit, knowing what the message is, being able to decipher what is the right path and following it, taking action. For some of you, there's a reminder here, very heavy reminder to not stay still, but keep moving forward and do the necessary things whenever possible, whether it be relaxing, whether it be play, whether it be working, whether it be inspiring, whether it be uplifting others, whatever it is, whatever divine guidance you are getting, make sure to act on it whenever you feel that. Now, another thing about with this King of Swords, for some of you, I feel that there is an older man that wants to assist, okay? So, this speaks towards the people that are potentially in some kind of business dealings, or it speaks towards the person who is perhaps trying to bring something into existence that has to do with maybe business, money, career, finances, right? So the King of Swords sits right under the Five of Pentacles, so the ending of this financial calamity. So in many ways, for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, Follow the advice of a man that speaks very eloquently. Follow the advice of a man that has vision, right? That has higher vision, that is able to articulate what their vision is and knows that that is the right path forward. So if you have someone like that in your life, this could be a family member, a friend, it could very well be someone that you hire, right, to assist you in something. Make sure that you are following that. And I feel like, you guys are so well connected to the source and to spirit that you're going to be able to identify who this person is pretty easily. Just make sure to listen very carefully, whatever advice they're giving, whatever they say, because there is going to be something that is going to help you come out of this situation, right? Come out of this financial limitation. At the very least, make it easier for you. So follow the advice of this King of Swords. That is for some of you. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some Oracle cards. Let's see what the Oracle cards have to say to us. We're going to start with a brand new deck. This deck was released I think a day or two ago. It's really? No way. You guys aren't going to believe this, but this exact same thing happened the first reading. It just flew out. It's like it came in like a wrecking ball. All right, Pure Magic Oracle. So this is the deck. This is from Andres Ingrazia. It's brand new. It just came out. And we're going to throw just one card, and we're going to see what your future self wants to tell you. What does your future self maybe want you to focus on? Or let's see what comes through. Oh, mantra medicine. Interesting. All right. So the message here with this mantra medicine is command, song, incantation, containment. Number 17. Interesting. You've got 17 now twice. So there's a message here. Definitely a deep, deep message. Okay. It's a part of your divine guidance, right? All right. So what this card is telling you is that in order for you to be able to command what you want, to be able to maybe command respect, or just be able to be able to manifest what you want, you're going to have to go through a process of almost meditation or a meditative state, or maybe a trance-like state. And so it's important for you to use incantation. It's important for you to listen to music, high vibrational music. And, when I say high vibrational music, it doesn't have to be a certain type of music, but just music that really gets you going, gets you motivated, gets you just in that energy, in that presence. I feel like a lot of you, you're able to kind of pick up on that uplifting kind of message. So, it goes both ways. Make sure that if there's music that just really puts you down or gets you in a maybe a bad mood, be aware when that is going on, right? Because it could actually affect you and your messages and your divine guidance. And so, interesting. In order for you to be able to command the energies that you want, you have to be able to tune into the right frequency. All right, so let's go ahead and keep these Oracle cards coming. We're going to throw now a card from the Priestess of Light Oracle deck. Let's see what message the Priestess of Light has for you. So we're going to shuffle. And we're going to throw just one. Just one. All right, so we've got here, innovation, new creations. And you've got here the High Priestess of Light she's getting ready to just bring it down, right? She's getting ready to just manifest glory in whatever area of her life she's in. And so, this card is interesting because I see that here in your reading, right? So it's like a confirmation of it. It's a confirmation of what you're going to create. It's also a further message. It's like a message that's telling you that it is important what you're doing. There's also a message of keep going because, where you're at right now, it's not where you're going to be 5 or 10 years from now. And everything is a building block. And that building block is going to expand. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get much, much more beautiful for you. So New creations bring about newer creations, and every new creation that you're going to create is going to be better than the last. I feel like you guys are entering a cycle of success. This is the cycle where you come in and you really don't regress. You don't go back. You just keep moving forward, right? You're going to start batting 1,000. That is a baseball reference if anyone watches baseball. I am a huge baseball buff. So you're going to start batting 1,000. You're going to have your winning streaks. And that winning streak is going to be truly phenomenal because it's like every single victory that you have and that you achieve is going to feel sweeter than the last one because they're building blocks, right? And so if there's any troubles or limitations, this is just temporary setbacks. You know, there's just so much positivity in these cards, and so much positivity in the financial realm that's quite stunning. It's quite illuminating. And, I feel like a lot of you are going to generate incredible ideas. They're going to lead to new creations, new, more beautiful creations that are just going to bring you prosperity, bring you just goodness, the things that you've been wanting, right? These things are going to come to you through these innovative measures. So congratulations. Your future self has some really good news for you. Really good news for you. I'm seeing very little shadows in these readings so far, right? I'm seeing very little shadows. The only thing is inactivity, right? The inability to act, to actually make it happen. Not listening to the advice that you're getting. But the hardest thing that we as people can possibly, unfortunately, go through is not receiving the guidance. Everybody needs a manual. Everyone needs that presence of spirit, assisting and helping. And so when we aren't able to tune into that frequency and really pick up on that divine guidance, it's difficult for us, right? Because we have to figure it out. Sometimes, if we try and do it on our own strength, we end up falling into disrepair. And it's terrible. Things can go pretty badly for us. And so you already have that, right? Your future self is telling you you're going to receive that guidance. The only thing that your future self wants you to do is to go forward, follow the advice, do it. Don't sit inactive because the opportunity might pass you by. And so, that's like the only thing that I'm seeing here with this Ace of Wands. Act, act, act. All right. That's the only shadow, is what I meant. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some more Oracle cards. We're going to throw a card from the Goddess of Love. Yep. The Goddess of Love Oracle. So, let's see. What message do you have for yourself? What message? Creativity. My, oh my. That was one of the words, right? Or actually, no, that wasn't one of the words. One of the words, it's imagination. But imagination and creativity, they kind of go hand in hand. So we've got here a beautiful card. I think this is one of my favorite ones from the Goddess of Love here. Seize the day, creativity. And it's funny because I literally just ended the prior message with saying take action, right? With this Ace of Wands. And now we have the card here, seize the day. So your future self is doubling down, right? This is the most important part of this reading. So we've already talked about all these beautiful things, right? And sometimes when we have so much good news, it's almost like if we shut it up, we shut our minds off, right? Anytime we listen to good news, and the good news is too repetitive. Oh, you're gonna do great. Don't worry, you're gonna be awesome. It's gonna be phenomenal. Don't you even worry. When you get that for an extended period of time, it's like your mind shuts off, right? Because it's almost like we're wired to just say, okay, things are going to be fine. Perfect. I don't have to worry. But whenever we, talk about any shadows, the mind tends to get hyper alerted, right? And so now your future self wants me to really focus in on this and pretty much tell you inactivity can be the cause of your failure. So we've got the Five of Pentacles reversed. We have the ending of this financial limitation. But the fact that we still have that here and it's showing up in a future position says that there is always the possibility that you miss out on your financial blessings. All right. So the fact that we've now got this seize the day card is essentially reminding you it's all up to you, right? You are going to receive the guidance. You are going to receive the understanding. You have to act on it. You have to act on it. Fear can't be a part of it. When you know something and you feel it in your gut and your intuition is telling you, my goodness, this is it right here. This is what I have to do. You need to go for it. You have to. There can't be a hesitation, right? Your intuition will not fail you. You're being asked by your future self to seize the day. And so, one of the key words there is creativity as well, right? We also have new creations, innovation. So you are going to create something. There's a great idea. There's something that you are trying to bring into existence. It could be a business idea. It could be an investment idea. There's definitely something that's going to be birthed by you. You're going to bring that into existence somehow. You're going to be inspired and uplifted to bring this into this realm. But you have to take action. Once you have it, once you know what you want to do, you have to take action. So remember, innovation, new creation, creativity, seize the day, move forward, make it happen, right? Make it happen, Captain. All right, let's go ahead and throw one more card. We are going to try and gain some understanding from the Archangels from Diana Cooper. All right, so we're going to throw just one card, one Oracle card. I was going to throw the minis, but we're just going to stick with these Oracle cards. I do not want to inundate you guys with cards. So we're just going to go ahead and throw this one and see what message we get from the Archangels. Well, really your future self. Archangel Raziel. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Archangel Raziel. Seek and you will find. Be a wise one. My goodness. My. All right, so let's talk about this because it's funny that it's right next to the King of Swords. This is like your future self kind of telling me, hey, you forgot something with that King of Swords, and I did, which is interesting. All right, so what I am seeing here is that you are going to be asked to do more research, to study topics a little more aggressively, to read more books, to find out the true understanding of whatever it is that you're trying to bring into existence. So don't do anything half-hearted. The King of Swords is a researcher. The King of Swords knows his business 100%. The King of Swords doesn't debate anyone unless they understand the other side's argument better than the other side understands their own argument. The King of Swords doesn't waste their time doing that. So the King of Swords is very, very intelligent. And that intelligence, that wisdom that the King of Swords has brought and, they're vibrating under comes from their ability to decipher information or to, read information. And from that information comes even more understanding and innovation and new creations. And so you're being asked to read more. You're being asked to research more. You're being asked to actually increase your knowledge base. And so from that increase, you're going to be able to innovate. Right? There's going to be new creations and you can't stop. You have to seize the day, right? You have to move forward and do this. So you're not, knowledge isn't just going to fall in your lap. Like you have to go out there and get it. All right. You have to go out there and get it. You don't have to go to a university, right? You don't have to get a PhD to bring, some of you do, but you don't have to do that in order to gain understanding of a certain topic, to be an entrepreneur, to create something, to innovate. But you do have to be proactive, right? If you don't have a schedule, if you're not proactive, if you're not constantly reading books that challenge you, then you're not growing. So there has to be that growth. So that's why Archangel Raziel is here to tell you to seek and you will find, be a wise one. Now, the interesting thing here is if you're able to seek, if you're able to learn, if you're able to expand your knowledge base, you will find answers to your situation. You will not waste your time. You will be able to find solutions, innovations, new creations. We go right back to the Priestess of Light and her beautiful message, right? So, group number 2, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Also, don't forget to give the video a like. And if you are interested in your own private reading, I am offering those at this time. They are limited just because I want to try and bring as many pick a cards as I possibly can to the table. I've been kind of lacking, and I want to do more pick a cards for you seekers. So take advantage of the availability that I do have for those private readings at this time. The link is going to be in the description below. You do have to go through my Etsy store in order to be able to purchase that private reading. Let me know if you seekers have any questions, any ideas. I want to know if you have any ideas for the channel, any pick a card ideas, anything that you would like to see new on this channel. I'll be more than happy to bring it, to create it. So please do that. Help me in that way. Also, I want to apologize deeply from the bottom of my heart. I have not been able to, unfortunately, respond to a lot of people. And, I knew I was going to get to this at some point. I was kind of dreading it, but at the same time, it's like, it's a natural progression of a channel. And it's heartbreaking because this is actually something that I enjoyed doing. But it's just taking way too much of my time, and I simply can't. And that is responding to every single one of you seekers. I used to, like, every single day, I used to respond, or every 2 or 3 days, I used to respond. It would take me, an hour to respond to everyone, but now it's taking me hours, not just 1 hour. So it's getting pretty overwhelming, and it's just because, I've got a lot of videos, and I'm still getting comments from the very first video that I put out, and that was a long time ago. So, you can imagine every day it's just this, like, huge amount of comments that I have to respond to. So it's getting a bit out of hand, and I'm very sorry if I don't respond to you. But I do want you seekers to comment. I want to know your ideas. I will definitely read them. I will get to a lot of them. Also, make it a little easier for me to find your idea. Put hashtag pick a card, hashtag pick a card, and that way I can actually search for when you put that hashtag pick a card, and I can find your idea, right? Hashtag pick a card, tarot reading idea, and then put the actual idea so that I can search for you seekers. All right, so thank you so much for your love. Thank you for just everything, seekers. You guys are truly phenomenal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3. Welcome to today's reading. Before we get started, I want to remind you, group number 3, to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to give the channel a like, hit the notification bell as well. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, then you will have to go through my Etsy store to book that private reading. There is availability at this moment. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, seekers, let's get started. So in front of you, you have an oracle card from the Circles of Healing. This is one of the newer oracle decks by Alana Fairchild. Essentially, it's an affirmation. These are affirmations. These are healing affirmations for activation. And this affirmation is from your future self. This is something that your future self wants you to really just take into consideration. So let's go ahead and reveal it. Ooh, wow. That is a very beautiful, beautiful circle. The colors, everything. All right, so let's go ahead and read it. The message is clear and refreshing, or clear and refreshed. The third eye sees the truth. My soul is blessed and growing into a loving vision of exquisite evolution. Wow. A lot to talk about there, but we are going to go ahead and throw some tarot, and then we'll talk about it, once we actually get the tarot out. So we're going to use the Star Tarot for this reading. I like that affirmation, right? Clear and refreshed. The third eye sees the truth. My soul is blessed and growing into a loving vision of exquisite evolution. That is truly phenomenal. So let's see what is coming for you, group number 3. All right. So we're going to throw 3 more. All right. Well, what I am seeing here, group number 3, is that there will come a time and this is not too far from now, where, you will be challenged mentally, okay? You are going to be challenged, and, this challenge is going to shape you and mold you into something truly, truly outstanding. Now, there's definitely a very strong message here, or strong, I would say, warning. It's telling you here, what your future self is telling you here, is to not bind yourself to any person. Don't bind yourself to any thought process that would limit you. Or don't listen to anything other than your intuition. You have to listen to your intuition very carefully when it comes to people around you. There's this Knight of Pentacles here. This is young man, this Knight of Pentacles. They're showing up reversed. And it's almost like if this person might be extracting more than actually giving. So it looks like maybe there might be a young man around you who potentially might be coming, that is just there to waste your time. And your time is valuable. So intuitively, you have to try and pick up on this person, pick up on the energies that would pretty much waste your time. If they don't want anything of true value, then just move on, right? You have to be, we go right back to the circle, right? To the circle of healing, clear and refreshed. So whenever you're making a decision, whenever you want to intuitively be able to understand a situation, you have to be clear and refreshed. That's the only way that your third eye can be activated, and the only way that you can see the truth, right? And so the fact that you've got the High Priestess reversed in an advice position is telling you that your intuition is very important at this time. You have to listen. You have to be still. You have to be willing to just, concentrate on what's in front of you, right? That is the message of the High Priestess. The High Priestess is still, she's able to identify the situations that are good for her, the ones that are bad for her. There's knowledge, there's wisdom, there's understanding, there's fulfillment in every area. And so, it's important for you to try and listen very carefully. It comes through a process of just being quiet and trying to really pick up on the energies around you so that you can make an informed decision. Because, and the reason why this is important, right? So why is this important? It's important because you are obviously going somewhere, right? You are going to have an evolution from where you are right now. And so that is what the affirmation is saying. You are headed towards a loving and exquisite evolution, right? So it's transformation. It's moving from place to place, but upwards. It's upwards mobility. And so the fact that you've got these energies around that really want to bring you down is something to really consider. And I feel that one of the things that is very important for you to really take into consideration as well is, why are you entertaining people? Why are you keeping people around that should not be around you? Why do you have relationships and friends that are just not serving you well? People who aren't really celebrating you, people who don't really want what's best for you. Why do you keep these people around constantly? What are they doing for you, right? And so one of the ways that you know that you're with a toxic person is essentially, do they celebrate your achievements? When you talk to them about good things, do they change the subject, or do they focus on that good thing? Are they constantly just criticizing, certain things about you, making you self-conscious, right? So there's things to identify a toxic person. And so once you're able to kind of see that, it's important for you to make the proper decision to either move away from that energy, pursue it in a different way. But ultimately, you've got here the Eight of Swords. All right. And so this card is important because this card is a representation of you being kind of tied down. So you've got here these swords that are kind of piercing this beautiful, I guess, tapestry. This right here is a representation of you, your body, right? This is a representation of the totality of you, right? That's your heart right at the center, being held down, being pierced by 4 swords. And then the outer layer is your body being pierced by another 4 swords. And so that eagle that you see flying in distance, that's you in a different state. That is your perfected state. That is you having very good vision for the future. That is you being able to identify the pitfalls, and you're flying above it. So you're flying above being tied down, being held down, being kind of just limited in any way. So make sure that whenever you accept anything, whether it be career, financial, anything in life, make sure that there's mobility, that you're able to move, that you're able to have your freedom. That is very important. Don't accept anything that's limiting. So this is about joining groups, right? If you're in some kind of group, or maybe in some kind of club, or that, and they have like some kind of group identity, right? And everyone thinks the same way, and everyone reacts the same way, and this is the same. Make sure that you identify, okay, is this good for me? Has this limited me in any way? Has this way of thinking taken away from me? And so the reason why, it's because there's this evolution that wants to take place. And when we look at this evolution, it's an evolution of just complete transformation. And the only way that we can transform truly, the only way that we can reach full-on transformation and it be exquisite, is to be able to accept everything with an open heart and open mind, and to be able to just understand and have higher vision for where we want to go, what we want to do. And sometimes that takes, cutting off the people from our lives that just aren't serving us, the energy drainers, the vampires that have clung on to you and are just sucking you dry of all of your resources and energy and time and health. So, it's important for you to identify these people, identify whenever they want to come into your life. Another thing that I'm seeing is this Queen of Swords, right? So this is in a future position here, this card. And so this is very telling about where your mind is going to be. This is where I got the idea that you are going to be challenged in a future, in some kind of future endeavor, challenged in some kind of future reality. You're going to be challenged mentally. And so the end result of that is going to be mental blockage. You're going to just block yourself off to something. As you can see here with this Queen of Swords, she's open completely, right? I mean, this Queen of Swords is receiving illumination from spirit, from source. This Queen of Swords is ready to attack. She's ready to pounce on anything she needs to pounce on. She's a problem solver. There, as you can see, she's completely filled with butterflies. It's a symbol of exquisite evolution, okay? And those are the key words there in your affirmation card from your future self. You are going through a process of exquisite evolution. And now look at you here, surrounded by all of these butterflies that have gone through a process of exquisite evolution. And then you also have another symbolism of vision, right? You've got the eagle there in that shield, right? And so it's important for you to have that vision, for you to have that understanding of what's good for you, what's bad for you. Identify it, activate that third eye. You have to activate that third eye and rely on your intuition, rely on that vision. And I feel like, one of the reasons why you're going to be challenged mentally, and the reason why this card is reversed, is because maybe there's a fear of loneliness, a fear of not being accepted, a fear of being rejected. And so, whenever you have fears like that, social fears, what you do is you open yourself up to any person that comes your way, offering you something. And what you're essentially doing is you're allowing for psychopaths, sociopaths, and toxic individuals to make their way to you because you're too easy. Your intuition is turned off. You can't identify the darkness within that person because there's a blockage that's telling you we want to allow everyone in because everyone is acceptable, right? And so maybe you try and mask that feeling with, well, this is the energies that are right with the universe. We have to be accepting to everyone. And so you kind of lie to yourself. And that kind of, that lack of understanding of malevolence and evil, because there is true malevolence and evil in the world, leads people down the wrong path more often than not. So your future self wants you to not take that path. Do not go down that route. Because it's going to end up in heartbreak, right? So you've got here more hearts being pierced, a lot of hearts being pierced here, okay? So you've got the Five of Swords, a heart being pierced. And you also have some Christian symbolism here, right? You've got the cross, Christ. If you are perhaps knowledgeable about the Bible, then you probably know the archetypal Christ-like story, which is someone who died for essentially us, for our sins, for humanity, right? So that's the ultimate sacrifice for love. And what did we end up doing? We ended up killing him, right? We ended up actually causing the harm. And so, the story of Christ is pain, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and unfortunately death, right? But, at the same time, there's transformation from that. There's something new taking its place. There's the love that comes out of that, the salvation. But at the same time, your future self doesn't want you to go through that. Your future self is warning you against that. Your future self doesn't want you to be so open to people that you can't identify the malevolence within them. And so be very careful, because there's going to be a lot of energy drainers, a lot of people that want to take. Right now we have here a young man, right? We go right back to this Knight of Pentacles, this young man that unfortunately maybe, might do you harm, or they might not even intend to waste your time or do you harm. But in some way, they're doing it, right? And when I mean harm, I mean just wasting your time, not being honest with you, potentially doing things that you would not be happy about. And so be very careful with the energies that come your way, especially with any kind of young men that come your way, and maybe try and talk to you, this person is showing up as the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe this is, it's financial in nature. So be very careful with business dealings as well. But ultimately, I feel like you are headed towards something truly beautiful, group number 3. I focus a lot on the shadows. I focus on the warnings. I focus on the things that your future self so desperately wants you to do in order to avoid this. But, just looking at this reading tells me very clearly that you are headed towards something truly beautiful. A very strong evolution, transformation, higher vision, right? You even have the word vision showing up in your affirmations. We've got eagle symbolism twice. So there's definitely a truth that's going to be just birthed. Third eye symbolism is very important. Activate your third eye. Try and see as clearly as you possibly can. Perhaps you can go through some kind of incantations to open up your third eye. Maybe pray to Spirit for this, for Spirit to open up your third eye. Pray for your intuition to be illuminated so that you can see the pitfalls whenever it's presented to you. Open yourself up to vision. Ask for it, and it will be given to you. All right, so we're going to throw some oracle cards, right? Let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards and see what we get. We're going to start with one of the newer oracle decks. This is the Pure Magic Oracle. I want to show you the box. This is a new deck. It just came out. So we're going to use it for this reading. We're just going to throw one. And we're not going to attach any agendas to this card. We just want this card to give us a message for you. A message from your future self to you. Group number 3. What do we got? What do we have? Oh, my goodness. Witch's Wounds. This is interesting. Okay, look at this, group number 3. This one is really interesting. So you've got the Witch's Wounds. And again, another heart being pierced. My, oh my. This is your third heart pierced. Okay, this is interesting. So remedy, magical medicine, sacred heart, another day. This is interesting. Another heart being pierced, and you've got some pretty intense keywords there, right? Witch's Wounds. So, there's multiple messages here for different people. Number one, I feel that some of you are perhaps receiving some kind of negative energy from other people. There's something in the works here, right? There's something where maybe someone has their eye on you. Maybe they're desiring some bad for you. They might be actively doing things to harm you. So be very careful, right? Try and identify, pray so that Spirit can identify that person. Pray so that Spirit can help you figure out who that person is and do something about it. And then you've got magical medicine. So, if that's for those of you who potentially are going through some kind of physical ailment, physical problems, maybe problems of the heart. I mean, we've got 3 hearts being pierced now. That is not a coincidence. So, pain. Maybe you've been through some heartache. Maybe you're going through some depression. Maybe you're going through emotional issues or emotional turbulence. And potentially, maybe heartbreak. That's definitely something there. With this kind of magical energy here of the witch's wounds, you're being promised medicine. You're being promised to be healed. This is a remedy for you. So, for those of you who are practitioners, maybe you practice magic, maybe you are an actual witch, right? This card is truly powerful for you because it's telling you to be proactive in that and keep doing that and keep trying to bring energies of healing, energies of transformation, energies of change into your life. This is a medicine, right? And so, also protect your heart, protect your emotions, protect yourself from any kind of person that would come to try and harm you. Protection is important, right? That is what I see there. That's a very intense card. I'm not going to lie to you, Seekers. That is a very intense one. Boy, oh boy. All right, so let's see what the Priestess of Light wants to tell us. All right, we've got here the Priestess of Light Oracle. So we're going to just throw one card, and we're going to see what the message is. All right, so we've got here Circle of Eternal Joy. Oh my, oh my. All right. So the Priestess of Light is making you a promise. Your future self is making you a promise. And that promise is eternal joy, timelessness, the dance of life. That is beautiful in every way. So we go right back to that exquisite evolution that we've been talking about, that transformation that is going to make its way to you. And so what the Priestess of Light is essentially trying to tell you is that this eternal joy will be timeless. This eternal joy, once it's here, once you feel it, once you actually just give yourself, surrender yourself to it, it will not go away. And, that is a process of life. So we go right back to perhaps this hardship or this, blockage that you might be presented with in the future. Out of that will come understanding, will come growth, will come the ability to see things clearly. And so that will lead you to that eternal, beautiful joy. And it will be timeless. And so, you're being asked to enjoy life more. You're being asked to be clear and concise and have this feeling and energy of being refreshed. So another thing here that you have to consider, right? If we go right back to the theme of this reading, one of the affirmations is, my soul is blessed and growing. All right. So my soul is blessed and growing. At all times, you are blessed. At all times, you are growing. Believe that. Truly believe that. And, 3 hearts pierced. I mean, some of you are going through it, all right? Some of you are going through some very, very, very harsh heartbreak. It's like some of you are potentially experiencing this, and understand that this will come to an end. It has come to pass. It has not come to stay. It has come to pass. And so there's an energy here of understanding that. There's an energy of just knowing that things are going to get better, right? That you're going to be able to dance with the energies of life and be able to just release any kind of darkness and any kind of energy that would seek to keep you down, seek to keep you in place. There's a sense of expansion with you. There's a sense of just growing wings and flying higher than you've ever flown before. That is what's being promised to you by your future self. All right, do not limit yourself in any way. Don't fall under the energy of despair. Don't fall under an energy of sorrow. Don't feel like things are not working out in your favor. Things will always be working out in your favor. All right, so we go right back to the main message here with this affirmation. My soul is blessed and growing into a loving vision of exquisite evolution. All right, that is powerful. That is where you're headed. And that is what you need to tell yourself and believe, because it is where you are going. All right, so let's go ahead and keep the oracle cards coming. So we're going to throw one final, well, I'm sorry, not final. This is going to be the second to last. So we've got here the Goddess of Love Oracle deck. We're going to throw one card, and we're going to see what the message here is. All right, so Goddess of Love, Generosity. Okay, look at this. I like this one. You've got the cute kitty cat there. Generosity, be the divine flow of goddess nature. Wow. My, oh my. And I feel like this is you, group number 3. Man, oh man, this is definitely you. You know, every time I do a reading, I try and picture the person that I'm doing the reading for. And I gotta say, like, this is the image that I see of you. You know, you're generous, you're giving, you're wanting people to be happy. You want for everyone to be happy. And you know, there's just this very soothing, beautiful energy with you. And so this is almost a representation of you and an illustration of you. And so what the message here is be yourself, be your authentic self, be that beautiful person, right? Don't forget who you are. You don't have to change. You just have to become aware. Just, you know, give that, be the divine flow of goddess nature, right? Be that. And so it's also, you know, the Goddess of Love is also telling you the reason why you're this way is because my essence is inside of you. The essence of divinity is inside of you. The essence of that goddess is inside of you. And so there, you know, your nature is to love everything, to be generous, to be giving, to be open. You just have to open that third eye. And you have to try and understand with a clear and refreshed mind that you are in a physical realm that is not 100% your home. We're just temporary here. We're visitors. And there are energies that you have to be aware of. And so it's important for you to activate that third eye and know, so that you can understand and see who means you well, who's here to help you, and who's here to ultimately pierce your heart and keep you locked down, or keep you essentially down as much as they can. All right, so we're going to throw one final oracle card. This is going to be from the Archangel Oracle deck. Right here, Archangel by Diana Cooper. This is one of my favorite oracle decks. We're just going to throw one. We're going to throw just one. Let's see what the message here is. We're going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Archangel Aurora. All right. Look at this. Archangel Aurora. Welcome, new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. My, oh my. What a beautiful message from the archangels. What a beautiful message from your future self. This is the final oracle card, all right? And the message is, welcome, new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. I mean, that is just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. From this archangel. My, oh my. All right, so that is what I see here, group number 3. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will be creating many more pick a card readings just like this one, so subscribe. Don't forget to give the video a like as well. Also, hit the notification bell. And if you are interested in a private reading, I am offering those at this time. I've had to limit those, but I do have availability at this time. So you'd have to go through my Etsy store in order to be able to place that reading. The link is going to be in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions with that. The benefit of a private reading is that the message is tailored to you. You don't have to take what resonates, leave the rest. The message is tailored to you. So that is the benefit of a private reading. I enjoy doing those. I've just had to, I'm going to have to start limiting them more because I want to bring more pick a card readings to this channel. That is my vision. That's what I wanted to do from the very get-go. I've been inundated with private readings, and it's taken away from the channel. And I told myself I was never going to allow that to happen. Also, I've been getting a lot of comments. I knew I was going to get to this at some point, but it's here, right? And now that it's here, it's like, what do I do? But I'm getting so many comments, and I like to respond to every single one of you seekers, but I haven't been able to do that just because of the sheer numbers of comments that have been coming in. I love reading your comments, seekers. Don't stop doing that. I want to keep reading your comments, and I want to keep responding. It's just, it might take me a little longer than usual. But thank you for the people that have written. I want to know what you seekers want. Any ideas, any pick a card ideas, how I can make the channel better, anything. Just make sure that way. This is the only way that I can search for your idea, is if you put hashtag pick a card and then the idea. So hashtag pick a card or hashtag tarot reading idea, and then I'll be able to find your idea that way, and I'll add it to the pick a card queue. Any topics that you want me to touch on, all of that. So thank you, seekers, for your love. Thank you for being a part of the community. Thank you for your beautiful, encouraging words. I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you seekers are.